Hi, welcome to the Eclipse workshop, the new moon in Virgo solar eclipse workshop. If this is your first time, I don't normally look like this. I am going through it this eclipse season. I hope y'all are surviving as best you can. I hope y'all are thriving. Honestly, I'm just in the fucking ringer right now. So just want to preface with that. As you maybe noticed, I'm not signing today while I speak. It's because I literally don't have the energy. I am hosting a retreat right now. 2 days ago, I got sick. I've just been like purging out of both ends. Like it is crazy. This eclipse has like fucked me up. So, I'm sorry. Tonight, I also have an event at Wheelhouse where I am hosting the live Equinox workshop because we have an eclipse and the equinox happening like literally 1 day apart. So the energy right now is really strong. It's really a bit volatile. And, anyways, I'm going to make sure that my team adds the captions for this so it's still accessible. But I'm sorry, I literally don't have the energy to do both today. That being said, if this is your first time here, welcome. um, I'm not at my best, I'm going to be honest. But what else can I do? You know what? I'm gonna show up as best I can. I'm gonna give you what I can give you, and yeah, that's it. That's what we're working with today. If this is your first time with me, there'll be things that I talk about related to the astrology, like oppositions and trines. And if I say that and you get confused, don't even think about it. Just let it go. I will always tell you how to work with the energy. Okay. This is also different from our normal new moon and full moon workshop because we don't set intentions during eclipse season. You just ride the waves of change, babe, and you just let the universe redirect you and you let things happen and unfold. So, today we won't have much of like an intention setting practice, but we will do something towards the end. Okay. That being said, this is donation based. Thank you for your donations. The link is below. If you have not donated, I really appreciate that. This is like my job, my work. So thank you for being here. Let's jump in. This is the second new moon in Virgo. So that right off the bat is very rare. In astrology, we have 12 signs, and in the year, there are 12 seasons. So normally we have one new moon per season. So we have one new moon in Virgo, one new moon in Taurus, one new moon in Gemini. This year, we have two new moons in Virgo, which is rare. Okay. That does not happen often. So, what is that showing me? The first new moon was at 0 degrees. That's the start of Virgo energy. The very start of Virgo energy is 0 degrees. Okay. This new moon in Virgo, which is also an eclipse, is at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is the final degree, the last degree. Okay. So we had a new moon at the first degree. Okay. The very start, 0. And we have a new moon at the last degree, 29. That's kind of crazy. So the first new moon was showing us, babe, you're going to probably have to pay attention because there is a mess that needs to be cleaned up somewhere. Or you could be doing this in a more efficient way. This happened about a month ago. So if you could reflect on what's been coming up over the last month, or maybe certain awareness or acceptance around the things that need to change has really been deepening. Okay, I really see it now. Okay, I can't lie to myself anymore. Okay, I really need to change these habits or these team players or these routines or these systems or these structures or what I'm eating or whatever. There is like an awareness that is setting in. Okay. Now, we also have right now this Uranus in Gemini energy that's helping us get new ideas. So it's not just about noticing what's wrong and noticing what's not working. It's also about realizing that something better will work, that you have other options, that what you think is possible up until now is not what's possible. Like what you think is possible is not what is possible. So you now get to be like, oh, there's another way to do this. Okay, cool. So the last month has been showing us that. That first new moon in Virgo was showing you there's a better way to do things. Okay. Now let's pay attention to the things that need to change. Let's really honor our intuition. Let's honor what we're moving through, the recognition that maybe these are not our people. Maybe this is not the best process, whatever it is. Now we have a second chance to take a look at that. Okay, so the second new moon in Virgo. And this new moon in Virgo is at 29 degrees. It's the final degree. Now, technically, the final degree is about letting go, it's about purging, it's about clearing things out. So, what are we clearing things out? Sorry, what things are we clearing out? What are we letting go of? What things are we shifting? We've been sort of like gaining new awareness around that for the last month, as I mentioned. But what's interesting is that we are initiating a new 6 month cycle because this is a new moon. So technically, you have 6 months to clean shit up. Okay, so yes, this moment, 29 degrees, is about closure, completion, and what we are done with. It's also about maturity. When we talk about closure, it's not always like, oh my God, like I have to dump this person, or oh my God, like I'm such a bad person because my habits are so blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's also about you maturing into another version of yourself, you expanding. So you could be like, wow, this relationship is changing in a positive way, or I need to change this relationship. I need to maybe get rid of this person, but I'm getting rid of this person because I want to honor myself and I'm going to replace that person with somebody more capable. For example, somebody who can actually hold things and move things in a, because it's Virgo energy, in a clear, structured way that is efficient and supportive. You know what I mean? So we are maturing. And right now, we have a deeper awareness around where we are more mature than we used to be. Certain things in our night in our life need to be released so that we can invite in more aligned connections, more aligned collaborators, more aligned business structures or whatever. That's big for me right now. My business is like going through a whole reset. And it's like I'm noticing that, 5 years ago when I started this business and everything started expanding and my Instagram was growing and my online presence were growing and our money was growing. And I've never done that before. I've never managed multi-million dollar companies before. I've never hired 10, 20, 30, 40 people before. I've never done that. So I was literally just like patchwork trying to like pull this in. Okay, does that work? Great. Does this work? Okay. How about, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, let me try a different thing. Like instead of being like, how do I hire somebody who can actually properly build this out in a respectful way that will create more ease in my life? So, whether or not it's with a business for you or it's just you realizing that your life would be a lot easier with or without some people or some habits or some communities or some addictions or some food or some whatever. It's like we are now taking inventory that, okay, I have matured. I no longer want to work in this frantic way. How do I tighten this up? And that's really what I'm looking at. And now, today, as I set these intentions, not really set these intentions because, again, under an eclipse, we don't necessarily set intentions, but I am allowing myself to honor that I have matured into a new space and that moving forward for the next 6 months, I will begin to move through life in a new way. And because this new moon, a new way forward, a new direction, a new way of pivoting through life, a new way of relating to the world around me, a new way of hiring people, working with people, being in my process, a new way of doing me, my life in a new way, because that new way is starting on the 29th degree, on a final degree. It means that I'm going to have to let a lot of things go, or at least a couple things go. Maybe you just need to let one thing go. Maybe you feel like you don't have to let anything go. Great. I fucking wish I was you right now, bitch. But like, I bet there's one or two things that you're just like, this doesn't work and I need to let that go because this new way of being no longer is aligned with these things. So that really is what this eclipse is showing us. Okay. Now, this beautiful trine. So a trine is like a triangle structure that is really helpful. We have this really helpful energy right now with Uranus in Gemini. And Uranus in Gemini is trining the sun and the moon in Virgo. Okay. Now, the sun and the moon in Virgo is bringing consciousness to a better way of doing things. And Uranus and Gemini is giving us new ideas. So it's like, oh, you're right. That would make my life easier. Oh, okay. I have to let this go. Oh, okay. If I just change the way I schedule things or change the people I'm working with, or if I hire more efficient workers, that would be smart, you know? So it's like we are getting all of these ideas. This isn't just about letting go and mourning and blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's not always easy. It could be difficult to let people go. It can be difficult to, have to shift things and pivot, but you're doing it because you deserve it. You're doing it because you deserve your needs to be taken care of. You deserve to be held. You deserve to be taken care of in all of your relationships, love, friends, family, work, all of it. And Virgo is about service. Virgo is about being taken care of. Virgo is about our relationship with our body. And if we are constantly putting our body under stress because we are around people that are fucking frantic all the time, or we're around people that are lying or cheating or stealing, or we're around people that always want to fight and don't believe us when we say something, and they always, then what the fuck are we doing? This is an opportunity for us to say, oh, ding, there's other ways of doing this. Oh, ding, I actually deserve better. Oh, ding, I can do this in a more efficient way that feels better. Life, and I know this might shock some people, but life is actually supposed to be fun and supposed to be enjoyable. So if you've been noticing, and maybe some of you are just so hard on yourself, and you've noticed that through Virgo season, because Virgo is hypercritical and Virgo is kind of mean sometimes. And Virgo is really mean to themselves because they hold themselves to a really high standard, and anything that falls under that standard, they beat themselves up. They could have done better, or they're the perfectionist, or they're nitpicking. And it's like, let's shift the lens. Let's not be the perfectionist and the nitpicker. Let's instead just look at something and ask ourselves, is this healthy? Is this healthy for me? Is this the best and easiest way to do this? And is this process, is this person allowing me to move through the difficulty or the challenges in an efficient way, quick and smooth? And is that person or this project or these people, are they allowing me to move through the challenges quickly so I can return to fun, so I can return to feeling expressive and enjoying myself? Because, like, at the end of the day, life is here to be enjoyed. You've been given this beautiful body and all these senses. You should be creating a life that you love. You should not be stuck in the bullshit patchwork of trying to make everything work, trying to fix everything for everybody, and trying to please all the people around you to your own detriment. You should not be hiring somebody and then you need to manage that person and do all the work for them while telling them what to do. And then they don't do the work, but you have to pay them still and you hired them to do the job. What the fuck is going on here? This is my problem right now. I'm realizing, like, almost across the board where I have done that. So it's like, this is no longer the vibe. This is no longer happening. I am fucking over it. And I hope you, in your own way, are fucking over it because you deserve more, baby girl, baby boy, they, them, ladies and gents, themies, and like, I don't care who you are, you deserve better. You deserve more. And I'm telling you this right now because I'm fucking living it. And if I deserve more, you deserve more. So, the other thing I want to say about this is that this is the only solar eclipse in this series of eclipses. So every year we have eclipses. And there are always typically a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. And then the year after, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. The year after, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. This is the only solar eclipse in the series of eclipses that we will have in Pisces and Virgo. Okay. So for those of you who are like, what are you talking about? About every, I think it's 2.5 years or something like that, the eclipses change signs. Okay. The nodes, that's where the eclipses happen, they move. So where the eclipses happen, it changes every 2 years. So we always are having eclipses, but they're in different signs. And every 2 years, those signs change. So right now, our eclipses are in Pisces and Virgo. And normally you have solar and lunar, solar and lunar, solar and lunar. These are like different types of eclipses. For some reason, in this series of eclipses for 2.5 years, they are all lunar eclipses except this one. This is a new moon eclipse. So why is this so fucking important? Especially because it's on the 29th degree. Is because we are here to finally understand the shit that needs to change in our life to liberate ourselves, to liberate your mind and body and soul from all of the bullshit, all of the shackles, all of the caretaking and the fixing and the doing. You need to be supported by other people. Fact. Period. That's it. In work, love, family, friends, people should support you. You should not be the only one pouring out. Okay. So this solar eclipse is bringing in that awareness with all of these ideas, and it's allowing you to plant a seed. And you're going to fucking please, this seed better grow. And it will grow if you commit to it and you begin to live in the energy of that matured version of you, saying, I deserve more and I want more. This doesn't work for me. You have to go. I don't like that behavior. I'm not around this anymore. This food isn't good for me. I'm not going to eat it. It's like bing, bing, bing. You are getting structured. You are being efficient. That's what Virgo does. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo loves the fucking order, wants to help you out. So let this Virgo energy help you out, okay? The rest of the eclipses from now until February 2026, is it 2027? I feel like we have one more year. Whatever. It's not important. The rest of the eclipses in Virgo and Pisces will be lunar eclipses. Lunar meaning full moon, meaning release. Right now, what we are starting with this one and only new moon eclipse, solar eclipse, is understanding who the fuck you are. You have the next 6 months, 18 months, 2 years or so, or whatever it is, to really allow yourself to reset and to shift, because the lunar eclipses that will be following are going to help you clean up, goodbye, clean up, goodbye, clean up, goodbye. And I don't want you to get so fixated on the endings and the clean up, goodbye. What do you mean goodbye? A goodbye leaves more space for a hello. When you close something, you can open something else intentionally. We are closing the fucking loops right now, bitch. So start closing the loops. You deserve better. You deserve better. And it is coming if you close the fucking loops on these bullshit types of fuckboy relationships, on these habits that don't really serve you, on letting the family talk to you like you're a piece of shit, on the business people who don't actually support you or actually have the capacity to do it because you keep hiring people based off of potential, or you keep dating people based off of potential, or you keep gaslighting yourself into people will change and people will change and people will change. Bitch, the writing is on the motherfucking wall, and that's the motherfucking tea, bitch. I don't know what else to say. Okay. There can also be this urgency feeling right now because we have this pressure from Saturn. So Saturn is helping us build our dreams. Saturn retrograding in Pisces is like, okay, if you want to build your dreams, we got to change some shit. What do we have to change? Everything I've literally been talking about. Oh my God, I look so tired. Probably because I was up all night shitting my pants. Whew. You probably didn't need to know that. Trigger warning. I should have trigger warned you before that. But my point is, I'm untethered, y'all. I'm exhausted. I'm over holding it all together. I don't want to fucking do it anymore. I want people around me who can help hold this vision. I'm just sick of it. I'm exhausted. I'm trying to do big, beautiful, impactful work for the community, for myself. I want to live in joy, and I'm surrounded by people who can't necessarily hold that or don't have the capacity to. I want a loving relationship, and then I'll be dating somebody who doesn't know how to communicate their emotions. I want to hire a business manager and they don't know how to do business. It's like, what is business? What numbers go where? What are you doing here? Why did you lie on your resume? Like, I need you to start looking at things with the lens of, is this actually working? And if it's not actually working, don't gaslight yourself. You got to let it go, bitch. And that's what this new moon in Virgo eclipse is teaching you. Okay. I'm just going to stop there. I'm going to pull two cards, and then I'm going to order ramen, and I'm going to sit on this fucking couch, my messy fucking apartment, and I'm going to eat that. I'm going to eat that up. Enthusiasm reversed. Yeah, the spark of joy is gone at the moment. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, in my dead cold eyes. Like the spark of joy is gone at the moment. And there's also a lot of grief that I'm moving through because like I like working with some of these people. I love what I built in some ways. And then I'm sitting here being like, "Oh my God, it was all built on quicksand. It was all built while I was in survival mode trying to hold it all together." Like I like working with these people who have potential, but they can't actually level up and and embody that potential and actualize it. And now I have to sit here cleaning all the shit up. Like, where do you do that in your life? Where do you do that? Because if I'm experiencing this on some level, other people are like loss, literally. I was just talking about grief. I'm just talking about moving through the process of release. It is literally a loss. Of course it is. But trust me, this loss will leave so much more available space for actual growth and excitement and play and fun. And that is way, way more what I'm looking for. So many cards just fell out. I have submission here as well. I feel like we do kind of just need to understand like what have we built that is now like where are we caging ourselves? Where are we keeping ourselves stuck? Where are we keeping ourselves small because we are operating within these structures that we know are not giving us what we need? Or this relationship, like if you're in a relationship and you know that relationship is not the relationship that is good for you, for whatever reason, maybe it's a beautiful relationship. Maybe the person is so kind and so loving and so beautiful. And part of you is just like, you are not my person. That's okay. But like you keeping them trapped and you keeping yourself trapped in something you know doesn't work, you are doing a disservice to yourself and to them. So let them go. Swallow the truth, acknowledge it's not working, say you need to part ways, and let them free. Set them free. Set yourself free. Okay. You're doing both of y'all a fucking favor. Now, you don't have to do it all today. You don't have to do it all tomorrow. We are working with a 6 month cycle here and really until the end of these eclipses, which I swear is February 2027. I'm almost positive about that, that it's February 2027. So, like, it's going to take time to pivot, to shift your life, you know? And for some of you, it'll happen way sooner and way faster, and that's beautiful. But like, I don't want you to leave this conversation thinking everything needs to happen right now because it doesn't. I want you to figure out a practical plan, some steps, and how to take action towards the things that you actually, want to shift for yourself because right now, this eclipse season is welcoming that in. Okay, we are done. You can just shake a little bit. We're going to shake off all that energy. Okay. I'm going to invite you into an energy clearing. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath into the belly and exhale. And then one more deep breath into the belly and exhale. See if you can drop your shoulders a little bit more, relaxing your forehead. Be slightly opening your jaw, unclenching your jaw. And I want you to imagine that there's a green fire in front of you, just burning on the ground. And in your hand, you have a comb. You can also use your hand if you prefer, but you have a comb, and I want you to just brush out everyone else's energy. Just brush it off your body. We have this auric field, this energy field that picks up a lot of static and a lot of noise from other people, their opinions, their projections. So just brush it out. I want you to just imagine that you are being combed on the front, the back, underneath your feet, everywhere. And everything that we're picking up with this comb, we're just tossing it into that green fire. Just tossing it, letting it go. I'm going to call in a distance energy symbol to help clear what we have permission to clear for you. And then I invite you to imagine that the sky opens above and white light begins to pour down like water or rain. And imagine that it actually goes into your body and it begins to fill the inside of your body. It's filling your feet and your legs, up your hips. It's bringing in vitality and life force energy. It is recharging you. It is adding a layer of protection. It is filling up your chest. It is at your shoulders and down your arms, goes up your neck into your head, and out the top. It just bursts out the top and it starts to pour down the body. I want you to take in as much of this energy as possible. Take in even more. Allow that energy in. It is vital, life force energy. Refueling your battery, recharging you, adding a layer of protection. And I think we did this last eclipse, the Pisces eclipse, where things are really beginning to dissolve and shift in our life in a beautiful way, leaving more space. So I want to stick with the same visual. That's what they're showing me this time. I want you to imagine that the base of your spine, your root chakra, it's at the base of your spine, your tailbone. I want you to imagine that there's an anchor there, and I want you to drop that anchor deep into the earth. And I want you to imagine that you feel it get tight and you feel your body almost get glued to the earth. Like a bit of tension is pulling you down. I want you to breathe into that anchor, breathe into that chain, breathe into that stability, and allow it to hold you down. Now, just imagine around you, you feel wind blowing you, you feel water, the waves of an ocean pulling you in different directions, but that anchor has you stuck and stable and secure. Imagine the energies pulling you in all, trying to pull you in all these directions, but you are anchored. You are center. I want you to breathe deep into that center point and then release when you're ready. I want you to just visualize or feel the energy again, trying to pull you in different directions. But I want you to feel anchored and secure in the middle of the chaos, the pivots, the change that is happening around you. Just let it happen. Breathe deep into that anchor one more time. And on the exhale, allow yourself to relax. Now, this is interesting. I invite you to stay with me for a second. Imagine, if you can, that you are still anchored, but it's like you're in a giant bubble that is just yours. So you're anchored, you're secure, but you're somehow still in this bubble. And I want you to imagine that that bubble is just being gently guided through time and space as the universe pulls you where you need to go, but you're not getting shook. You're not getting distracted. You're not getting pushed and pulled by all the bullshit. You are anchored and secure, but somehow you're in a bubble that is being guided to where you need to go next. Kind of like you're anchored in the center of the bubble, so you're safe and secure, but the bubble can still float to wherever it needs to be, wherever this eclipse season is bringing you. I invite you to just take one last deep breath, a deep inhale of trust in this bubble, in this process. And when you're ready, exhale. You can let everything go. You can bring some gentle movement back into your feet and your hands. You can roll out the shoulders and roll the neck. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, coming back into the space. Normally, I would do the pause game here where we would write down our list of everything that we are manifesting, but because it's eclipse season, we're not going to do that. Um, we can still play the pause game if you want. You try to pause on my face, my crazy eclipse face. And that was it. If you missed it, too bad. If you want to write a list just about what you're moving through right now, or write a list if you want to, but I wouldn't be really trying to like manipulate energy right now. You're just kind of observing. So your list should at least be about what you're observing if you want to make a list. That being said, I would normally do the pivot party at this point where I talk about what I'm going through, but I think I was very open through this whole workshop, so I don't think there's much else to say. Um, I believe I'm buying my house on October 1st, which is going to be a beautiful shift after this eclipse season to just anchor into nature and into a whole new space. So I'm really excited about that. And the last thing is the equinox. We have a beautiful equinox, a fall and spring equinox, depending on where you are. I invite you to watch that workshop. It is sliding scale, it is available below. I am recording the live tonight, but this workshop that you're watching now will have come up a couple days after. It doesn't matter. The link is below. You can watch the recording. Beautiful supportive energy that we're moving through with the eclipse and with the equinox happening right around the same time. It's like a day or two apart. It's crazy. So I hope that helps. The link is below. I'm sending you so much love, and please like and subscribe. I hate to ask that, but so many people watch this and you're not all subscribed, and it really does help businesses like this grow. So I really appreciate that. Okay. Ciao, guys.